I'm getting ready to bind my Royal Courtyard quilt, so I wanted to show you how I do my corner labels. So these are my corner labels. I designed them and had them printed just on yardage, and the way they work is they are actually a triangle when they're finished, and get sewn into the binding in one of the corners. But because this edge is bias, it's got a little bit of stretch to it, and I'm not a huge fan of that. So what I like to do is take a piece of fabric, just a scrap fabric from the front of the quilt, and sew it along this edge to help stabilize it. So I cut a piece that's 1.5 inches wide by at least 10 inches long. And then I'm going to fold this in half and press it. I'm also going to fold the label in half, right sides together, and press along that diagonal seam. All right, so I've got my label pressed in half, and I've also got that fabric pressed in half. What I'll do is actually take this fabric and insert it right into that crease, and then sew a regular 1/4 inch seam. There should be fabric sticking out on both ends by at least about 1/2 inch. That way, when we go to trim it, this line will continue onto the fabric. So let's go sew this. All right, so I got that strip of fabric sewn in. I pressed both sides out. So now it is ready to go. I've already written the quilt information on there. I just use a Pigma Micron archival ink. It seems to work pretty well on the fabric through washing, and it doesn't bleed. So you can just place it right in the corner, and I'll do a quick basting stitch on the edges just to keep it in place while I attach the binding. And now you can just attach your binding like normal. You can, like I said, leave this open or tack it down if you want. But if you leave it open, then on the inside, there's a fun little peekaboo.